The atmosphere in the room was charged with energy. A thick feeling of excitement enveloped everyone present. Cameras flickered like lightning as reporters captured the moment. Microphones were meticulously adjusted, ensuring every word would be heard loud and clear. The audience, a mix of tech enthusiasts, industry leaders, and aspiring innovators, was poised on the edge of their seats. This tech summit promised to be memorable, featuring Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur renowned for transforming fields such as space travel, electric vehicles, and brain-computer technology. The crowd eagerly anticipated his entrance, knowing this was not just any speech. This was destined to be an unforgettable event. As the moderator, a respected journalist known for his insightful interviews prepared to introduce Musk, he began with an air of excitement that matched the crowd's energy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the visionary, the disruptor, the man who truly needs no introduction, Elon Musk. The roar of applause filled the hall, a wave of sound that echoed against the walls as Musk made his entrance. His confident stride was unmistakable, each step radiating a mix of charisma and purpose. He waved at the crowd, a warm smile lighting up his face as he took his seat on stage. The moderator wasted no time, diving straight into questions about Musk's extensive ventures, SpaceX, Tesla, and Neuralink, focusing on their implications for the future of humanity. Musk, ever the master of engaging dialogue, responded with his signature blend of humor and insight. His one-liners elicited laughter and nods of approval from the audience, creating an atmosphere of camaraderie. However, that electric moment took an unexpected turn. A young man in the audience, likely in his late 20s and dressed simply in a button-up shirt and jeans, decided to speak up. He stood tall, determination evident on his face, with unwavering eyes fixed on Musk. Without waiting for the moderator to acknowledge him, he challenged the status quo. "Mr. Musk," he began, his voice steady yet filled with passion. "I admire what you've accomplished. You've genuinely changed the world. But I need to ask, what about the rest of us? What happens to those who can't afford a Tesla or a ticket to Mars? What about the workers in your factories who struggle financially? And what about the planet you aim to save? Are you truly saving it, or are you merely constructing a new world for the wealthy?" Silence washed over the room. It was as if time had stopped. Attendees held their breath, all eyes now focused intently on Musk. The young man stood firm, his heart racing in his chest as he faced one of the most influential figures of his generation, awaiting the repercussions of his bold query. Musk leaned forward, his expression hard to read. For a heartbeat, he allowed the weight of the question to linger in the air before responding. A small, almost elusive smile appeared on his lips as he acknowledged the young man's concerns. "That's a fair question," he said quietly, eliciting gasps from the audience. This response was unexpected. Many anticipated a defensive stance, but Musk instead chose to engage thoughtfully. He continued, his voice calm, yet resolute. "You're right to point out my focus on pushing boundaries. However, that doesn't mean I forget the people behind those innovations. The workers in my factories, the engineers, the scientists, they form the backbone of everything I do. And yes, we need to ensure that the advantages of technology reach everyone, not just the affluent." The young man, undeterred by Musk's words, pressed further. "But what about the cost, Mr. Musk? What of the environmental impact from your factories? What about your rockets burning fossil fuels and contributing to climate change? How can you claim to be saving the planet when your actions may be part of the issue?" His bold challenge hung in the air, demanding a deeper reflection on the complexities of progress and responsibility. The audience remained silent, eager to see how Musk would navigate this unexpected confrontation, aware that this exchange would likely shape the narrative of the entire summit. Musk's smile disappeared as he focused on the young man who had just challenged him. The atmosphere shifted. Musk's eyes narrowed, reflecting a mix of contemplation and acknowledgement. "You're right," he repeated sternly, recognizing the weight of the words. "I'm not perfect. None of us can claim to be. But I'm trying. My goal is to build a future where we don't have to sacrifice progress for sustainability. Yes, my rockets consume fuel, but they also lay the groundwork for a future where humanity can thrive on other planets. This approach could ease the pressure we place on Earth's resources. It's not a flawless answer, but it's a step toward a brighter tomorrow." The young man shook his head, his frustration palpable. "But what about the present?" he pressed. "What about the people struggling right now? Think about the communities forced to relocate because of your factories. What about the workers who face exploitation? What actions are you taking for them?" Musk leaned back, his demeanor shifting to one of reflection. "You're right," he admitted for the third time, his voice softer. "I recognize that I need to do more. I have to listen more to improve myself. I will strive to grow, I promise you that." The audience sat in stunned silence. No one had witnessed this side of Musk before. Humbled, thoughtful, and willing to accept responsibility for his actions, the young man stood there momentarily, surprised by Musk's openness. Then, after a moment of contemplation, he acknowledged Musk's reply and took a seat. Sensing the strange tension in the air, the moderator attempted to ease the mood. "Well, that was unexpected," he chuckled nervously. "Let's move on to the next question." But the moment had been significant. The young man had stood up to Elon Musk, and Musk had responded in an unforeseen manner. He had revealed a rarely seen aspect of his character, a willingness to listen, learn, and change. As the event progressed, the young man's challenge lingered in the air. His words served as a stark reminder that even the most powerful figures are human and have the capacity to grow. They also acted as a rallying cry, urging everyone to improve, to strive for a future that is advanced in technology, but equally just and fair. When the event concluded, attendees streamed out, their minds buzzing with the impact of what they had just experienced. The young man's bold challenge had ignited a dialogue, one that would continue to resonate long after the cameras stopped rolling. Elon Musk left the stage feeling a renewed sense of purpose. He realized that he had been presented with an important challenge, and he understood the need to meet it. A man of action by nature, he now faced a new mission: to ensure that the future he was forging would benefit all people, not just a select few. Though the young man's identity remained unknown, his words echoed in the minds of everyone present that day. He had not only challenged Elon Musk, but reminded everyone of the strength of a single voice, the importance of tough questions, and the profound impact of sincere emotion. This realization left the audience speechless. In the days and weeks that followed, the video of that moment gained significant traction online. It circulated widely, garnering millions of views and sparking intense discussions across the globe. Viewers commended the young man for his bravery and criticized Musk for his past decisions. Yet, the most important outcome was the initiation of a movement. Workers at Tesla factories began to unite, demanding improved wages and better working conditions. Environmental advocates called for tougher regulations on SpaceX's rocket launches. In response to this rising tide, Musk announced new initiatives aimed at reducing the environmental impact of his companies. He committed to investing in the communities affected by his factories, recognizing the urgency of the issues raised. The challenge had not only changed Musk, but also empowered many others to advocate for what is right. The event marked a turning point, awakening a collective consciousness about the importance of responsibility and justice in the face of progress. The young man's challenge sparked a powerful movement, one that would send echoes throughout society for many years. His bold stand was a signal that nobody, regardless of their position, is beyond criticism. Those who hold power must be held accountable for their actions. His words demonstrated that real change is possible, even when it seems like the odds are stacked against it. As he made his way through the crowd, the young man vanished from sight. His name remained a mystery, but his impact did not. The courage he displayed that day resonated with many. His passionate plea for justice and change ignited a fire within others. They realized the importance of finding their own voices to challenge unfairness and demand a better future. In every corner of the world, people began to speak out. They were inspired by a stranger who had stood up for what was right. This movement thrived on the belief that when one person stands tall, it can inspire countless others to do the same. Together, they formed a chorus for change, echoing the message that everyone can contribute to a better tomorrow. His heartfelt message and bravery became a guiding light for many. It served as a reminder that change often starts with a single voice, ready to challenge the status quo. That spark, ignited in the heart of one young man, became the catalyst for an ongoing call to action, urging others to rise and fight for what is just and fair.